Hi, ladies and gentlemen. As I'm sure many of you are aware, I do not just YouTube videos, but I do stuff on Amazon as well. I'm an Amazon influencer, and so do videos and links and I sell things over on Amazon. And most of them are not amazingly exciting, but occasionally I get some interesting things over there that people have bought. Because, newsflash, if you click on any of my links, if you buy something from my links, I get a small amount of money. But on top of that, if you go and continue to shop anything else that you buy in that same session, I also get a little teeny bit from, and that's at no extra cost to you. But what it usually sets up is a very interesting list of some random things that people have bought. And don't worry, it's completely anonymous. I have no idea like who bought what. So if you bought some more entertaining things or risque things or sketchy things, I have no idea who it was. Although that one marital aid, I do have some slight theory as to who it was, Janet, but no confirmation one way or the other. That said, when it comes to those links, sometimes I see some interesting things, and sometimes I see things that people have bought a lot of. And so I thought it might be interesting for you guys to see some of the stuff that people have bought. And some of it I have intentionally tried to sell, but some of it, like I said, I've never ever seen before. Don't know why people bought it. So let me just show you what I'm talking about here. So the first one, and this was one that I had never seen before, is the Triton Cottos flashlight retention ring. And it was so interesting to me that I actually went and bought one on my own. I'd never seen it before. Obviously, the concept is not alien to me, but I bought it. I liked it, and actually ended up doing a whole nother video on it, which you may have already seen. I'll link to it somewhere maybe. But interesting concept. My only real wish with that retention ring was that you could get it in some other size besides the one they're selling, because if you've got a 1 inch flashlight, you're good to go. But if your flashlight's a little bigger or a little smaller, it's not going to work. And in addition, I wish that I could probably completely take that ring apart and clamp it back together, because I think at least one or two of the lights that I have, the actual body is a 1 inch, but the end cap and the bezel are just a little bit bigger. So I couldn't get this onto those lights. I could only get it on one of my flashlights. So I guess not the end of the world, but I very much enjoyed it. I thought it was a cool concept. A little bit of a riff on some other retention devices that I've seen. I like that. Guys, I've sold a ton of these Boker plus little Dvalins. I still like mine. It continues to creep up in price. It's not crazy expensive, but it's definitely gone up. I still carry mine, still like mine, despite the fact that it's D2. I've kind of gotten over that, at least in a couple of knives. But there's, some D2 knives that I'll eat just because I like the overall design, the aesthetic of that knife. And I think the little Dvalin is such a cool little knife. I've sold a couple of other knives, but I think I've sold way more of this one. What's also interesting is if you buy on any of my links and you return it, I can see that you've returned it. And so that also gives me an idea of, are these things that I'm selling, are they popular, or does somebody get it and go, no, you know what, I completely regret getting that and I don't want it anymore. I'm not seeing a lot of returns on these items. I really like that little Dvalin. I usually sell a few a month, and I suspect that I'll probably continue to sell those as long as that video is active. Interestingly, I did a video really quickly on Amazon for this scale. And if you've looked at my YouTube and you're thinking, man, I've never seen you do a video on that scale, it's kind of out of keeping with my usual aesthetic, my usual stuff on my channel. So I didn't do one on the channel. I just did a really quick one on Amazon because I like the scale. I think it is a neat scale. It gives you a lot of data, including hydration, body fat percentage. It's guess at body fat percentage, I should say, and a few other metrics, BMI, blah, blah, blah. I don't know that the body fat percentage is radically accurate, but what I have found is that it doesn't shift wildly. I used to have some old scale that attempted to guesstimate body fat percentage, and if you weighed in the morning versus the afternoon, the percentage would be wildly different. And so that one I didn't have much faith in at all. And at times that scale told me I had single digit body fat, by the way, which at the time I know I did not. I was pretty lean, but at no point was I at single digits. So that old scale is a liar. This scale is calling me at around 15.8 15.8, somewhere in there. I think that's closer to reality. It's closer to reality. And when I diet down or I plump up a little bit, those numbers shift a little bit, but they don't get crazy. So I'm pretty confident in this scale, and there's usually a deal on the scale. It syncs with an app on your phone, so you can monitor your trends and everything. I think it's a neat scale. I sell a handful of those every month too, but I'd recommend that scale. I like it a lot. Flashlights, as I'm sure is a shock to you, I end up selling a lot of those. This one is my current favorite, the Nitecore EDC 33. I don't know that I want it for like a work, like if you're trying to do search rescue, that sort of stuff. This light's not really big enough for that. But if you want to carry something in your pocket that is really, really bright, at least for short bursts, this is the one. And it's not super big, so I don't find it to be too bulky. Like some flashlights are so huge, you just can't really get them in a pocket. It's not realistic for a lot of people. But this one, I really think it is. I like it a lot. That previous retention ring, by the way, will not fit on this flashlight. Or if you can get it on there, then you're a better person than me. I could not get these two to cooperate together, which was a shame. I thought that might be an interesting combination. I've sold many other flashlights, and if you like some of the other flashlights I've done reviews on, I sell a bunch of those as well. But this one's one of my favorites. And so if you were looking for one light and you look for my current favorite, this would definitely be the one. I'm sure it's probably not a surprise to you that I end up selling a lot of flashlights. I'm also a big fan of this Garmin watch. And so no shock, I did a couple of videos on the Garmin watch, end up selling a bunch of these every month. In terms of price versus performance, when you talk about smartwatch, fitness watch, durable watch, I think this is probably the best intersection of it. And it's not too heavy. Garmin makes some bigger ones. And at some point, I'll probably pick up one of the Phoenix or Tactics. But if you want something that's a little closer to kind of a basic G-Shock, but with a lot of additional functionality, man, this thing is awesome. And if any have been returned from the links that I have sent out to people, I've not seen it. Like, this is one that tends to get a lot of consumer satisfaction. I like it a lot. I do not hate this watch at all. So it's a good one. And I've had mine since, I think, September of last year. So we're coming up on 8-9 months. Still running like a champ, and I still wear it every day. It's my go-to watch. I almost never wear another watch besides this watch. I did a video on water storage, and that is something that I'm sure is not going to shock anybody. And one of my favorite water storage devices is this 5-gallon military style container. Put a couple of those in the basement. And guys, unless you have a huge family, this is enough water to get you by for a little while. I don't know that it's going to last you, at the end of days, apocalypse style time. But if you need to have some spare water on hand, this is a good idea. And it's not so big that it's not human portable. It's easy to pick up and carry with you. It's got a small spout as well as a bigger spout, so you can pour a little bit less water if you want to just fill up a glass, or if you want to transfer a lot of water at once. You could do worse than this thing. I like it a lot. Then there are a lot of other related water storage containers that I think people have branched off of this one and started to look at the others. And once again, this was an Amazon only video. It was not a video that I did for anything else besides Amazon. But water storage is a pretty important thing, I think. I don't think that most people are going to need to have like 10,000 gallons of water on hand at any given time. But I don't think anybody's ever regretted having some additional water available in the house just in case. And lastly, and this is another Amazon only video that I did, and this thing's been selling like gangbusters, is the Braun razor. I am shocked at how many people have bought one of these based on my video. I primarily use it to shave my head. I shaved my head last night with it. I think I got a little bit of stubble, but it's never going to shave as good as a razor. But it has been an exceptional razor for me. The old one that I used to use was a rotary, and every time I got on my neck with it, it would chew me up. It looked like I literally lost a fight with a bandsaw or a belt sander. My neck would look really bad for days after one of those rotary devices. Now, to be clear, I haven't tried one of the high-end ones like the Pit Bulls, things like that. But this Braun foil shaver gets super close to razor shave length. It is very gentle. I've shaved my face with it, shaved my head with it. everything from the neck up. I haven't shaved like chest or anything like that. I'm not trying to do the manscaped thing with it, although I suspect it probably do okay with that. Um, it is a premium price razor. I get that. But what you get with it is awesome. You get a travel case that charges the razor, you get a cleaning station, and you get the razor itself. The battery life on that razor is obscene. Even going on trips and not bothering to recharge it, it's easily lasted a week, and I think 5 bars is all the way full. I've never even seen it drop to 4 bars on me. I don't know how long you'd have to use this razor without recharging it to actually run the battery out, but I've never run into it with any use case that I've had. I really am impressed with the razor. Now, like I said, it's a premium price razor, but man, it is a nice razor. I like it a lot. Those are the big ones, guys. Like I have sold, little bits here and there, watch bands, batteries. I see, household items that people have purchased, which aren't really that interesting. I guess they're just household staples. But those are the big ones that everyone has, I guess, purchased out of my links. The most popular ones, and certainly, like I said, with few exceptions, none of those things ever get returned, which tells me that the satisfaction level is definitely there. Guys, if you like this one, let me know. I may do a video on the more niche and or weird things that people have purchased, kind of down the line from my links. And once again, they're all completely anonymous. So if you ever bought anything super weird, you're thinking, oh my God, Jay's going to out me. I'm not going to out you, just the item. And at this point, I think there's somewhere around 10 or 11,000 people watching me on various different platforms to include Amazon and YouTube. So, the odds of me guessing correctly are pretty slim. Not that I'd even try to do that in public. Ladies, gentlemen, I'm going to end this here. Kind of just wanted to show you some of the more popular items that I have managed to sell through my various affiliate links. I'm normally more about gear, knives, flashlights, occasional gun reviews, and sometimes fitness. If any of those things are entertaining or interesting to you, and this is your first time stumbling on my channel, I'd love it if you'd subscribe. It would help me greatly. Maybe if enough people subscribe and watch my videos, it'll let me upgrade my banged up Honda Civic to a nice Lamborghini or something like that. I don't think that's going to happen this year. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Thanks for watching. I got nothing else to say. Take care, stay safe, and I'll talk to you soon.
Get 'em, Jay.